Yes, my dear friends, in this lesson we will learn about the built-in drawing functions in the Pygame module. So let's get started. For this, let's move to our project folder and let's create a new Python file. Here, let the Python file name be, for example, shapes1.py, and let's press enter. We often make use of the line, circle, and rectangle functions. In general, creating a shape is simple once we have created our window. We only need to know the function name and its parameters. Of course, we also need to learn a window update process so that the changes we want to make in our window are fulfilled. If we want to create a shape using the Pygame module, we need to access the draw file in the module and call the shape functions. So first, let's learn about our line drawing function. Our line drawing function is the line function. Its usage is, so let's create a command here, pygame.draw.line, and also we need to open and close parentheses. It takes 5 different parameters. The first parameter is the variable name in which window we want to display it. For example, if our window variable name is display, we need to set it as display. And also let's put a comma. The second parameter is the color of our line. The line color is created as a tuple that takes 3 values. So if you want to set the color of the line function, what we have to do now is to create a new tuple here, and in the tuple we need to enter 3 different values. We perform color adjustment according to the RGB color format. In other words, we must enter red, green, and blue color values respectively. Color values are defined in integers and are in the 0 to 255 range. For example, if we want to draw a red line, we need to set the second parameter as 255,0,0, and we are done. The third parameter is the starting coordinate of the line we want to create. It's defined in tuples and takes 2 values. These values are the x and y axis. For example, when we set the starting point as, for example, let's put a comma again and let's create a new tuple here, and let's set it as, for example, 50, 40, and you see the 50 value you see here is the x value, and you see 40 value you see here is the y value. So let's continue. The fourth parameter is the ending coordinate. Its definition is the same as with the third parameter. Again, we need to define the x and y axis in the form of a tuple. In fact, the third parameter coordinates are x1, y1. So what do I mean? For example, let's move to a new line and let's create a new command here. And if I create a new tuple, and in the tuple, if I set x1 and y1 value, this tuple is representing the third parameter of line function. So this is the third parameter of line function. And also we have one more coordinate parameter of line function, and also it is the fourth parameter of the line function. So let's create a new command here and let's create a new tuple here, and this tuple needs 2 different values, and these values are x2 and y2, and also these are the fourth parameter of line function. So we are done. And also let's move to the first line again and let's put a comma and let's define the fourth parameter as, for example, 100, 150. And you see here the third parameter coordinates are like this, and you see the fourth parameter coordinates are like this. And also we need to enter the fifth parameter of line function. Our fifth parameter is the thickness of our line. Thickness is done in pixels. Its value is defined as an integer. For example, if we define a value of 5, so let's put a comma and let's set it as value 5, we have 5 pixel tick line. Alright my dear friend, we are done. In this lesson we will not generate code and take output. After learning our other shape functions, we will draw together and print out with you. So let's move on to our other lessons and learn the basics of shapes in Pygame module better.